All right. 1, 2, 3. Clappy clap clap. Sync my audio. All right, what's going on? And welcome back to another Satisfactory video. It's been a while since we've done this, and I think this is the first time we've ever done a Satisfactory video of the series where you've got me here. Hello. All right, so as you all know, this was the last video I released. I think it was like end of November, something like that. And this was just showing you how I designed this, how I built this. And if you remember me telling you at the time that I was working on another project, which was the electronics plant at the same time, and we was kind of advanced more than what we was in the previous video. But today, I need to go over a lot of things of what's going on, because I've finished that bit building now, but I'm going to show you what I've done. I'm not going to show like the normal building aspects of it like I normally would, like placing your mergers, how I did this, how I did that. Because with me having such a long break due to reasons, obviously I'll put a link in the video which will go up here. So with this building, we was making basically the electronics, right? This was everything's going to do with AI limiters, with computers, with crystal oscillators and all that kind of stuff. And then if you start bringing all them items in and start making them items, we can start utilizing them in some future products and some like more advanced stuff that you don't realize you could do later down the line. But because I've been out of the blue for so long on this series, and obviously, like I said, with my hiatus and away on sick and all this kind of stuff, I lost track of where I was. So all I remember is I was bringing in the Caterium, the copper, because it's all literally coming in here. We was even bringing in the plastic and rubber from the turbo fuel plant. So with it being 2025, well, the start of 2025, I wanted to hit a major reset. So what I did is on stream at the end of this month, all the VODs are up on the YouTube channel, so you can catch all of them. I will make sure they're up by the time this video goes up, so you can catch up on all this kind of stuff on if you missed them or all that kind of stuff, because I did return on the 30th of December, and obviously now is the 5th, which is when I'm recording this. So because I'm back in the studio, I'm getting back onto the whole YouTube grind and all that kind of good stuff. So with this building, it's complete. I don't need to do anything else in here, but I need to kind of give you a bit of a TLDR of what's going on in here. So as you know, we're bringing in all this ore. We're bringing in, let's start from the beginning. We're bringing in some Caterium, we're bringing in copper, quartz, plastic, rubber, iron, coal, and limestone. So the original plan with this was to actually only bring in the Caterium, copper, quartz, rubber, and plastic. And that was to just go towards electrical equipment. But if you look at alternate recipes, some alternate recipes might require iron, like reinforced plates or bringing in the frames for computers and all this kind of stuff, which then could lead on to heavy modular frames, which then leads more stuff, and it just kind of snowballs from there. You might want to require some items in regards to steel, and steel might go into some products in revolving stators or motors or rotors, and they can involve with electrical stuff as well. So with me just starting off with that single bit of foundation, like the small items, I then started to snowball to other future items. And that's just how my kind of mind plays. So if we actually come down here, we can actually see all the refineries. And this is the core of everything. This is where our Caterium's coming in. If I'm not mistaken, this is our Caterium, yeah. And this is just making the Caterium ingots. And these are just coming down this central manifold line. And then they start getting split off to go to the next floor. But we're not going to go to the next floor just yet. Everything that is being made here, is also being sunk. So we are kind of keeping consistent power. There is some stuff that's not being sunk, which is on the top floor, I believe. But these ingots are heading upstairs, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We've also got some refineries here, and these are making the copper ingots. All these are now being load balanced here. They are being all set up to, I believe, 480 per minute. To go upstairs onto the next floor. Down here on the other side, we have the quartz. This is where the quartz is either being turned into quartz or it's being turned into silica. And right now, the quartz are just going in here and being sunk, and then this is just kind of a dead line, so this doesn't technically need to be here. So we can kind of remove this. But you don't need to be there, sir. Silica is coming along here as well. We might need a future thing for this. So some people always ask me as well is why you're making that if you don't need it. Like, if it's here, I might need it in the future. It's always good to have something than nothing, right? Then over here, we start making the iron ores. We start making the iron ingots, because then I started needing alternate recipes. Like I said, the stators, which I used the pipe recipe. I also used the steel rotors, and I also used mortars, and they all start coming in with steel pipes and all that kind of stuff. Because if you use steel pipes, and if you use, which one is it? If you use steel pipes and copper wire, you can make stators and rotors. And if I'm not mistaken, if we go into the assembler, we can actually see that right here, steel rotors. So steel pipes and wire make rotors. But if we also go into here and look at the stators, we can also see wire and steel pipes. So if you put these into a same building, you can technically make mortars. So if you bring in steel pipes and wire, you can make stators and rotors. And then if you put down the next machines, which is mortars, you can actually make rotors and stators. So you can put all of that into one little module factory, and then from there your mortars can go to where they need to go to, which is going to be more than likely turbo motors or into your modular engines and all that kind of stuff. So now we're bringing this iron in. I needed to bring in limestone, and this is where this comes in. We start making it in our limestone. I do use the wet concrete version, which is just limestone and wire to make 80 concrete per minute. And obviously that concrete is going to go on to make encased industrial beams, but I use the iron ingots to come down here with coal to make solid steel ingots, which is obviously a better alternate recipe than the base recipe. So which requires 40 iron ingots, 40 coal to make 60 steel ingots. All of these ingots then come down here, and then these make pipes, which we've got pipes down here, pipes down there, and pipes here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is consuming all of the steel. No, this is consuming 480 of the concrete, because I believe I'm making 600 concrete per minute, and 480 is being consumed by this. This is why the pipes in here are being consumed by just the standard steel, because these are just the basic recipe. So these are using the molded steel pipe recipe, which is making 50 steel pipes per minute. Here we just got the normal steel pipes, and then we've got these steel pipes because we're making the encased industrial beams here. Well, encased industrial pipes, because it's the alternate recipe to the industrial beams. So we're using 48 steel beams per each one of these, and 40 concrete to make 8 industrial encased industrial beams. And then, if I'm not mistaken, that is it for the bottom floor. So the bottom floor is making the ingots for all the ore that's coming in. So that's copper, that's caterium, that is limestone, that is, well, quartz and silica, and then also iron ore, iron ingots, which is then going on to make steel, and then the coal is also being down here to make the solid steel. And then if we go up to the second floor, this is where the manufacturing starts. But like always, I always build these kind of like tabletop kind of buildings. And speaking of tabletops, I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, FlexiSpot. So what is FlexiSpot? Well, FlexiSpot is a manufacturer of kinetic furniture, from chairs to standing desks and all that kind of stuff. And I want to talk to you more about the standing desk, more precisely the E7 Pro that they very, very kindly sent me over. Okay, so I'm going to try and record this with my mobile phone. Hopefully it looks okay. Hopefully it's nice and crisp. I don't know how the audio is going to be, but this is my current setup. This is a FlexiSpot desk, and also that one is as well. That's the one I worked with the guys at FlexiSpot for over 2 years ago, and this is the new one, which is the E7 Pro, which does come with a little keypad. So if I want to kind of stand, I can set it high, click the little mode, set it to the standing guy. So for example, if I click the little sit down guy now, that will go down to my sitting height, and these go extremely, extremely high, by the way. Also, ignore the cables. I'm currently doing a studio revamp right now, and there's a lot of cables everywhere. So yeah, this is my current setup. This is the one they kind of sent me. It's got a black matte top finish, and then this one is also a wood grain, but again, that one is what they sent 2 years ago, and I've set it up as a big L-shape kind of big system, because this is my gaming setup where I do all my gaming, and then all the footage from that gets sent over to that PC where it records. It goes to Twitch or YouTube and all that kind of good stuff. The desk also comes with cable management via a little sticky pad and also a little tray that can be attached to the back of the desk. And it also has safety features where if there's something that blocking the desk from going down or if it's going up, it will suddenly stop and cut off and won't allow you to move further until the object has been cleared. Because obviously you don't want a PC underneath your desk and it suddenly goes down and next thing you know, you've got a problem on your hand. So if you're interested in a FlexiSpot desk, I'll put a link for it in the description. And again, thank you FlexiSpot UK for sponsoring this video. Right, so on the next floor in the building, we've actually got all these assemblers, which is making quite a bit. It's kind of dark in here, to be honest. It's kind of making all of these wire. Not just these, also this as well. Because all of the ingots that was producing was able to make how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 lines of 480. So some of them are obviously being used. Some of them we could use maybe in the future and maybe merge some of these to make 780 lines or 1,200 lines. And then over this side, we have cable being used. So we've got copper ingots being used to make cable, which we've got 2 of them. So we've got 1 engine here and 1 engine there. And then over here, I believe copper sheets. And this is copper sheets. And these are obviously going to get used in circuit boards and all that kind of stuff. In front of this, we have reinforced plates being used. Why? Because we need reinforced plates just to go into some future objects upstairs. One of them being the crystal oscillators here, which we have right here, which require reinforced iron plates, cable, and quartz. And then we've got oscillators done. So right now, we are making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only a small amount of crystal oscillators, but it's good to do what we need to do now. Plus, it's going into storage and into our dimensional depot as well. That is basically it on this floor. So we have wire, we have cable, we have copper sheets, we have reinforced plates, and crystal oscillators. If we go up onto the top floor, if I can slowly make my way up there, obviously we have a logistic floor. This is a 7-meter logistic floor, and we can kind of see it looks like an Amazon warehouse in here. But if we go upstairs, we can see everything that's being made. And yes, we are making everything to complete phase 3. So we have over here, we have circuit boards. So we're going to start off with these assemblers, but I think these are just normal circuit boards, I believe. No, Caterium circuit boards, because we're making the Caterium downstairs. Wait, I didn't even show you the Caterium, because the Caterium is being made obviously by the Caterium ingots that's downstairs. And then over here, this is all the Caterium. Yeah, right here. All of this is Caterium right here. All of this line going up there onto this next floor. That's all the quick wire. So we've got quite a bit there, and obviously later on that'll get shipped off to somewhere else. If not, we'll just send that node that it's been collected from somewhere, because more than likely this whole production building is going to go at some point, because my project now is moving towards the mega factory, which we'll get to in a little bit. So all of these right here is the Caterium circuit boards. So again, plastic and the quick wire. The plastic is obviously coming from the turbo fuel plant, from what you've seen in the earlier part of the series, from the turbo, the plastic and rubber setup we have here. This is AI limiters, which is the plastic AI limiters, because we have plastic just kind of lingering around, and plus we've got kind of like a little abundance of it. Mix that with quick wire, go into AI limiters. All of this does go into storage, so we have got everything that's been here. It goes into an item, and if it goes to an item and can't go any further, it overflows into a storage. Next up, right here, we have some manufacturers, which is the high-speed connectors, which is using quick wire, cable, and circuit boards. Obviously, the circuit boards are being used here, so they're being sent here, then overflowed into storage. So we have a few manufacturers of them. I believe all of these are not... Yeah. From here, it goes into modular engines, which require smart plating, rubber, and motors. I do have smart plating being done here, but we'll just get to that in a second. In this section, this is where the rotors are being made. So again, steel rotors, steel pipes, and wire. And then over this side, this should be the stators. Again, steel pipes and wire to make stators. Both of these combined go up here, which go into this line up here, because this is where the motors are being made. So rotors and stators go into motors. And then over this side here, this bunch of assemblers is making me smart plating. So reinforced plates, rotors, reinforced plates, obviously coming up from the second floor, and the rotors are just being made at its neighbors. And that's what's going on here. In this section, we have frames being made. Reinforced plates, steel pipes, because we're using the alternate recipe. Steel pipes obviously coming up and being put on a manifold line, which is going onto the stators and rotors just beforehand, and then it's coming onto the modular frames, and then after that it's overflowing into storage. Next up, like I said, we have the modular engines. The modular engines are taking the smart plating from over there to over here, smart plating again, overflowed it into storage after it's been sent here. Same with the rubber, same with the motors. Then from here we have the frames coming over to these, which is then going with steel pipes, encased industrial beams, which I've now brought up, and screws. The screws are being made downstairs next to the encased industrial beams. I'm just getting some of the ingots that are... I just removed 2 machines that was making steel pipes. The ingots then got added into a constructor, which will make steel screws, which was making a good amount, which I underclocked to 240 instead of 280 per minute, which is now making heavy modular frames. I have 2 of these being made. So we have a total of 4 heavy modular frames being made, which is in this section. Next up, we have this one, which is our adaptive control units, automated wiring, circuit boards, heavy modular frames, and computers. Our computers actually is just in one assembler right now. It's only a small amount, but it's this one right here. We're actually going circuit boards, crystal oscillators, and it's making 16.667. That is because I've summer slooped this, which is giving us double output, plus I've overclocked it as well. So we're making 16.67 per minute, which is more than enough than we need, and it's also it's more than enough just to go into storage. But if we want to make anything with computers going forward, I will have to make some more, because I believe we've only got 1 spare or 1 overhead on the computer line. And that one is going into storage, and that's just going to be for me to personally use, especially for like the trains, because signals and all that stuff require the brain computers. And over here we also have the automated wiring, which requires status, wire, and high-speed connectors, and then all of that is just being sent into here, so we then can make the adaptive control units. And that is where we complete phase 3. Because all of that is, like I said, is being sent into the storage over here. So we can see in here adaptive control units, the wiring, then we have heavy modular frames, encased industrial beams, modular engines, smart plating, reinforced iron plates, motors, rotors, stators, crystal oscillators, high-speed connectors, circuit boards, AI limiters, and computers. All of that is being made on this, in this building. And all of this I kind of got done when I returned on the 30th. So none of this looked like this on the 30th of December. This is when we started this. So if you want to watch on how we're going to put all this together, the VOD will be available, and you can just go into the VOD section, which I showed you earlier, click on the 30th, and you can kind of start the process of how I kind of put all of this together, which also does mean if we go underneath, we have some organized chaos, which is from the logistics floor here, which is all organized. It goes to where it needs to go to, and it's keeping everything's kind of nice and tidy and nice and clean, and things are pushing on to where they need to go to, utilizing the roof connectors and obviously different levels. And this is a height of 7. So if we look at this, go bum, 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 height of 7, underflooring. So as again, you've got 3, 7, and then 11. 11's kind of the maximum you need. You don't need higher than 11, unless you're dealing with maybe 50 plus lines, maybe more than that. And then that's where I kind of wanted to leave this building. I didn't want to touch it anymore because I wanted to move on from this project and start 2025 on new projects, and the projects have more of a story to them. Obviously, again, because of my hiatus that I've had off in December, there's just been a bit of a time jump, and it just doesn't. It's just a bit of a weird storyline, because I like to keep my videos in like episodic or story kind of like a format, and having that break kind of broke that, so I kind of want to reset that for 2025. So, which means if we now go over to our hub, we can then start putting everything else that we need in here, and we can start sealing this, and finally complete phase 3, and we can start moving on to nuclear, we can start moving on to drones, get in the hover pack, and start working on some more advanced products, like with stuff with nitrogen, batteries, and all that good stuff.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 3 project part shipment is finally ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 3 will be completed and the main body will be constructed. You should know how this works by now. You'll get access to tiers 7 and 8 in the hub. In fact, perhaps you should just go look at the technologies there yourself. It's all laid out so that even a monkey could understand it, so you should have no issues.
Wow.
Speaking of which, I don't think you need a reminder about project parts. Instead, I will be providing some interesting facts. Did you know the average pioneer succeeds at saving the day? Did you know the average pioneer knows how to optimize pipe throughput? Did you know the average pioneer stays late at work because they care about humanity? Anyway, I thought you might want to know more about your peers. Good luck in Phase 4.
Thanks, Ada. I appreciate you. You and your sassy dialogue. Let's send it. And let's complete the main body of space assembly. At least the clouds are clear. It's not going to whoosh any clouds away. Whee! There we go. It's now getting the signature fix-it color orange. It's a cool ass building, isn't it? There we have it. There we bloody have it. Phase 3 completed. If I'm not mistaken, Ada's going to say something else now, isn't she? Ada? 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 I'm pretty sure she's going to say something else. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that video, and thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of format. Let me know in the comments and all that kind of stuff. And next video, we're going to be working on aluminium. I'm going to be setting up a small aluminium plant so we can basically unlock Mark V belts, because I don't want to build a big aluminium plant just to then unlock the Mark V belts and then basically just kind of, you know, upgrade everything. I'm going to make a small plant and get that up and function, make some aluminium plates, some casings, and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep smiling, and I'll see you in another video. Oh baby, baby, what was I supposed to know? Do 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 do. Oh baby, baby. What the?
Phase 3 of project assembly completed. Fix-It's predictions indicate pioneers should generally reach this point faster with above average results, but we should all adjust our expectations according to the situation. It is understandable. The pressure and complexity will only increase from here, so be sure to take on Phase 4 with efficiency and competence.
Why are you so delayed? I already said bye to the peoples. And now I've got to add a little end segment to the actual video itself. You absolute bloody spoon. I knew there was another thing she was meant to say. Just like every bloody milestone. Phase. Alright, where am I going?